Hello, it's Nemesis Nick here. I'm a keen fan of the Eurovision Song Contest. It's time to talk Eurovision, the Swedish national final, Melodifestivalen 2025 final, otherwise known as Melfest, took place yesterday evening, Saturday the 8th of March 2025. Before the final took place, I watched videos of all 12 finalists on YouTube, and late afternoon yesterday I produced a video with my views on all 12 songs. That video is available if you haven't seen it yet. Yesterday evening I watched Melodifestivalen 2025 final live online from the UK. Here are my points of view on the 12 finalist songs based solely on last night's live performances. By the way, I can't speak Swedish, so please excuse me if I mispronounce Swedish song titles or artist names. Song 1, John Lundvik, Voice of the Silent. John Lundvik represented Sweden with Too Late for Love at the Eurovision Song Contest 2019 in Tel Aviv, and after a correction to the jury result, he finished 5th with 334 points overall. Yes, for those who saw that year's contest, you thought John won the jury vote on the night, but after a correction to the jury scores 4 days later, he actually he came second in the jury vote, and he certainly didn't win overall. John returned to Melodifestivalen in 2022 with Inglavakt and finished 8th in the final. He was back again this year with Voice of the Silent. Whereas Too Late for Love was a gospel song, Voice of the Silent is a totally different style. The electronic sound with a wobbly effect provides a perfect introduction. Electronic sounds can be heard during the opening verse, which is sung quite softly. John sings the pre-chorus more powerfully and a beat can be heard. He sings the chorus even more powerfully and pitches high at times. Electronic sounds and drums can be heard in the chorus. I like the filler immediately after a first instance of a chorus. The second verse is sung more powerfully than the first and has a beat. Hear the voice of a silent, sung by backing singers twice over serves as a bridge, and the song ends with a final instance of a chorus. Last night, John performed on a predominantly dark stage. The centrepiece was a giant ball which was behind him at the start, and he walked around it during the second verse. Early on there were flashes of light within the ball. Late in the song the ball was raised and curved red, orange, yellow lines could be seen on the background screen. White light beams were also used in the latter stages of the song. Altogether a powerful song. I much prefer this to Too Late for Love. This finished 3rd with 49 points in the jury vote, 9th with 25 points in the public vote, and 6th with 74 points overall. Song 2, Dolly Style, Yeehaw, a lively country pop song performed by the 4-member girl group Dolly Style. The song has beat from the start. The chorus is very powerful and catchy and is sung in a bouncy manner. The chorus lines, Yeehaw, back on the horse, provide the perfect hook for this song. The section, giddy up, come on everybody, what you waiting for, twice over, provides a perfect follow-on to each instance of a chorus. Last night, each member of a group wore a cowgirl outfit in their own colour. Images of horses on their hind legs at the two sides of a background screen was just what this song called for. There was a key change before the final instance of a chorus, which is what one would expect for a Eurovision song. Altogether, it's certainly a fun song, but it was obvious this was unlikely to win. In the end, this finished 4th with 48 points in the jury vote, 7th with 27 points in the public vote, and 5th with 75 points overall. Song 3, Griesula, Believe me, last night Griesula performed the first verse while seated at the grand piano suspended in the air. It was lowered onto a stage by chains, and by the start of the first instance of a chorus, it was on the stage. He remained at the piano for the first instance of a chorus. At the start of the second verse, he got up and sang on the stage. The piano can be heard during the first verse and the first instance of the chorus. The second verse is sung in a livelier manner and has a powerful beat. The beat continues during the second instance of the chorus. More lighting was used during the second verse and second instance of the chorus, and by this point flames were also used. Late in the song, Griesula stood on the piano and fireworks enhanced the performance. After the final instance of the chorus, the lines, "You never know a good thing until it's gone, you could have been here dancing all along," sung at a gentle pace, provide a perfect end to this song. During last night's performance, Griesula returned to a piano seat for that part of the song, for that closing part of the song. This finished 5th with 47 points in the jury vote, 3rd with 56 points in the public vote, and 3rd with 103 points overall. Song 4, Clara Hammerström, On and On and On. Clara has previously taken part in Melodifestivalen and made it to the final in 2021 and 2022. She was back this year with On and On and On. The opening section for My Heart's on My Sleeve and To Keep Moving On is sung quite softly, but the section starting I Keep On Fighting, which I presume is the pre-chorus, is sung in a very powerful manner, and a powerful beat can be heard. The chorus is sung in a bouncy manner and various sounds can be heard. The second verse has a beat and is sung more powerfully than the first. I'm mystified as to the significance of a column top on the stage floor and the need for the dancers to rotate it whilst Clara was performing on it at one point in the song. During the instrumental break, the stage had red lights as the dancers were on the floor around her. The last 3 instances of the chorus were sung at different tempos with pauses between them. That adds variety because repeated instances of the chorus sung in exactly the same manner with nothing in between would be boring. Altogether quite a memorable song, but it's unusual for a pre-chorus to be more powerful than the chorus. This finished 7th with 34 points in the jury vote, 4th with 43 points in the public vote, and 4th with 77 points overall. Song 5, Scarlet, Sweet and Psycho. Well, this is an unusual style. I don't like the way the verses are performed, but I don't mind the choruses so much. There are also some filler sounds I'm not keen on. You either like this style or you don't. Evidently, plenty enjoy this style for this to have reached the final in Melodifestivalen 2025. It would appear to me as though this was inspired. It would appear to me as though this song was inspired by Bambi Thug's Doomsday Blue last year, but it's substantially different enough to be a completely new song. Last night, the members of the group looked dressed for a horror movie, but that's what this style of song would call for. Chains were also used for part of the staging, though I'm mystified as to their significance. Lighting varied during the performance, in some parts flashing white light beams and red light beams appeared. Sometimes green light was used. This finished 8th with 31 points in the jury vote, 5th with 33 points in the public vote, and 7th with 64 points overall. Song 6, Erik Segerstedt, Show Me What Love Is. To start with, I like the introduction, which includes an electronic synthesizer and drums. The style of singing seems unusual. Is Eric's trying to combine jazz and rock here? The chorus is very lively and memorable. Drums and guitars feature in the chorus. As far as last night's performance went, I liked the colourful patterns that appeared on the background screen. Altogether not bad, but if this had gone to Basel, this would have been a questionable qualifier. Anyway, last night this finished 10th with 24 points in the jury vote, 7th or 8th. I don't know whether or not SVT break ties by for performance order in the public vote with 27 televote points, and 9th with 51 points overall. Song 7, My Eurovision Kamikaze Live. The introduction sounds like it's done on an electronic synthesizer, and drums can be heard from the start of the first verse. The chorus is very lively and catchy and is sung in a powerful manner. The synthesizer can be heard during the chorus. There is a key change before the final instance of the chorus, which seems to be customary for many Eurovision songs. Last night's staging, including blue, magenta and white patterns on the background screen and upward light beams. Altogether a very lively song featuring plenty of use of an electronic synthesizer and drums. This is very much a 1980s style disco song. It reminds me of Kim Wilde's Kids in America. During last night's performance, I wondered whether juries and viewers would want to vote for this, or whether they'd see it as too dated if this went to Eurovision. In the end, this finished last with just 2 points, all from Lithuania in the jury vote, 6th with 30 points in the public vote, and 11th with 32 points overall. Song 8, Mera Omar Hush Hush. This is an unusual entry for Sweden. It sounds more like the sort of Eastern style song one would expect from Greece, Cyprus, Turkey or Azerbaijan. Many elements of this song are Eastern style, including instrumentation and the beat. In the instances of the chorus, I like the way the lines "come and give me every breath, 'cause I need you here now" are sung in a bouncy manner, and there are multiple instances of "baya baya baya." In the bridge, the words "Zeba Yanem Dunya Mohabbat" add to the Eastern style. According to Eurovision World, these mean beautiful, my darling, world love. During last night's performance, the dancers performed a well-choreographed routine which fitted this song perfectly, and I liked the pedal effect on the background screen for much of the song. The rising and falling fireworks near the end were a climax to this song. This finished 8th with 26 points in the jury vote, 10th with 24 points in the public vote, and 10th with 50 points overall. I think it deserved better than that, and as for the amount of points that Greece and Serbia, the Greek and Serbian juries gave, that goes against my supposition as to how well I think this would have done in Balkan countries if it had gone to Eurovision. Moving on, Song 9, Mons Almalu Revolution. Mons won the Eurovision Song Contest with Heroes in 2015, and he was a co-host for the 2016 contest. He was back this year with Revolution, and unsurprisingly was the favourite to win the jury vote and outright last night. The verses and instances of a pre-chorus are sung moderately, and the chorus is sung in a powerful manner. There's plenty of repetition of Revolution within the chorus, but that said, there was plenty of repetition of Heroes in Mons's 2015 entry. Back to his entry for this show, Revolution. Last night's performance featured Mons singing in a tunnel of what looked like jagged-edged pieces of card or plywood, and he moved his free arm on instances of the chorus, just like in Heroes. Flashing lights were used in the tunnel, and bits of flying paper appeared at times. I'm mystified as to the significance of the faces that could be seen at the back of a tunnel late in the song. Presumably that was a successor to Chalk Boy in Heroes. Altogether, another memorable song from Mons, and staged differently to Heroes, but I didn't think last night would be a walkover for him, let alone if he'd gone to Eurovision 2025 in May. In the end, this managed to win the jury vote by a very tight margin, but this ended up second in the public vote and overall. Song 10, Saga Ludvigsson, Hate You So Much, a country song which is sung in a bouncy manner. The song is memorable and catchy throughout and has a good beat. I like the way last night's performance had neon-style images and the cactus in the background. The dancers enhanced the performance. Was it really necessary to spin the chairs though? 2 quick bursts of fireworks appeared near the end. Altogether quite a catchy song, but I had my doubts as to how well or badly this would have done at Eurovision. In the end, this finished 11th with 17 points in the jury vote, but last with 10 points in the public vote and last with 27 points overall. Song 11, Annika Vicky Halder, Life Again. I'm not sure what style of song this is, but anyway, some lines on the first pre-chorus and the line, the drums of the thunder are leading my way, seemed a bit overpowering. I like the way in which the chorus is sung in a bouncy manner though. I also like the instrumental for fillers after the instances of the chorus. In terms of last night's staging, I'm mystified as to the significance of what looked like nets or sheets hanging overhead, and they were but the dry ice effects looked good. Dancers appeared midway through and added to the atmosphere of the song. This finished 6th with 36 points in the jury vote, 11th with 18 points in the public vote, and 8th with 54 points overall. Song 12, Kai Barabada Bastu, the final song in last night's lineup and the only one not in English. It's in a dialect of Swedish, including some Finnish lines. I wasn't that keen on this when I watched this online for the first time on Friday evening, but I liked it more when I played the song again whilst following the lyrics. I liked it further still whilst watching this again yesterday afternoon. I like the use of the line Ixi Coxi Corme before the first 2 instances of the chorus, which is finished for 1, 2, 3. The chorus is very lively and catchy. I particularly like the chorus line Barabada Bastu Bastu, which means simply sauna sauna. That's the perfect hook for this song. The bridge could be seen as a bit repetitive, but it's certainly unforgettable. Before the last instance of the chorus, there was a key change which you'd expect for a Eurovision song. For last night's performance, I'm mystified as to the significance of trees on the background screen and the large wooden structure. After the key change, the use of green laser beams and rising jets were a perfect climax to his song. Altogether a lively, catchy song. It's hardly surprising this was the favourite to win the televote and the second favourite to win outright last night. In the end, this managed to win not just the televote, but it became the overall winner. Those are my points of view on the 12th finalist songs, and here is my ranking in My Eurovision Scoreboard based solely on last night's live Melodifestivalen 2025 final performances. Okay. Bottom of my ranking, in 12th place, Erik Segerstedt. 11th, My Eurovision. Into my top 10 now. 10th, Annika Vicky Halder. 9th, Scarlett. 8th, Griesula. 7th, Dolly Style. 6th, Saga Ludvigsson. Then up into my top 5, 5th, Måns Zelmerlöw, 4th, John Lundvik. And now, moving up to my top 3, 3rd, Myra Omar, 2nd, Clara Hammerström, and top of my ranking, my number 1, first place, Kai. What close voting there was for the top 2 of the scoreboard in both halves of the voting is sure. Once all the jury points were put on the scoreboard, the top 2 were first Måns Zelmerlöw, Revolution 76 points, Second, Kai Barabada Bastu, 74 points. In other words, there are just 2 points difference between first and second in the jury vote. Things got really exciting when the public votes were announced. Kai scored 90 points first, and Monzalmlu scored 81 points second in the public vote. The upshot of this was Kai won outright with 164 points, and Monzalmlu was finished second with 157 points overall. In other words, there is just 7 points difference between first and second overall. There was clearly a 2-horse race last night between Monzalmlu and Kai for first and second in both halves of the voting and overall, because the top 2 were well ahead of the lower places. For the record, there is a 25-point gap between second and third in the jury vote, and a 25-point gap between second and third in the public vote. In all truth and honesty, I'm glad Kai won over Monzalmlu. Kai's Barabadabastu may be seen by some as a bit silly, but it's certainly a lively song, a fun song, and it was the only completely non-English song last night. On the other hand, Monzalmlu's Revolution is somewhat similar to his 2015 Eurovision winner Heroes in terms of song structure and the way he varies the intensity of his voice in the verses, chorus, etc. Despite my initial dislike for Barabada Bastu when I first saw it on YouTube on Friday evening, I began liking it with repeated plays of it yesterday afternoon and whilst watching the show yesterday evening. Last night I ended up putting Kai top of my ranking and Monzalmlu 5th in my Eurovision scoreboard. Okay, and congratulations to Kai for winning a public vote and overall tonight. No, for last night, I mean. So Kai will represent Sweden with Barabada Bastu at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 in Basel in May. Sweden is drawn to perform in the first half of the first semi-final on Tuesday 13th of May 2025. I won't be able to vote that evening as the United Kingdom doesn't vote that evening. Good luck to Kai in the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 first semi-final and in the grand final if they get there. Well done to the other 11 artists who performed last night, no matter what their scores and where they placed in both halves of the voting and overall. In particular, congratulations to Monzalmlu for winning a jury vote by such a tight margin, despite being runner-up in the public vote and overall. Remember, all of last night's finalists did well to get past one of the Melodifestivalen 2025 heats, which took place the previous 5 Saturdays, 1st of February to 1st of March 2025 inclusive. Do you agree or disagree with my points of view on the songs or my ranking? What do you think of the result? Which song would you ideally have liked to have won Melodifestivalen 2025 final and why? Alternatively, was there a song eliminated in one of the Melodifestivalen 2025 heats or the final qualification round which you feel should have reached the final and won? Whether you watched the Swedish national final or not, do you think Barabada Bastu stands a good chance of qualifying to the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 grand final and doing well once there, or do you think it would be eliminated in the semi-final? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you liked this video, remember to hit the like button, and if you're liking all my Eurovision videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, be inspired. Goodbye, da boch, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, adios, arrivederci, do widzenia, do pobacenia, adieu.